idea where this is going to go. But I just decided, let's mix it up a little bit today. Let's mix it up. So let's talk about fun. I think there's so much stuff, isn't there, about sorting your problems out. It can get very dense. The energy can get very dense when you start going into, let's sort out our traumas. Let's deal with our nonsense. And that can get really unmotivating. It can be a little bit much at times. So one of the superpower things that I've kept on the journey is to keep things light. Now, fortunately, I've got a lot of friends. Now, we've been in some really dark places, and I learned this during my nursing years. Sometimes at the darkest hour, you need somebody that's able to crack a joke. Now, they're your real mates. You don't find those. There's not many people that will do that. And what I've found is when you've got your back against the wall, when it hits the fan, or when something serious has happened, everybody treats you differently. They don't know how to handle you. But the person that can crack a joke, even at the most seemingly inappropriate time, is your friend for life. And I've got a few of them. So we're going to riff with that today. I've got no idea where the energy of this live stream is going to take me. I have no idea at all where it's going to go. But what I do know is that I've got Ladies Love Chronicles has joined me on the stream, and really quickly, fair play to you, Ladies Love Chronicles. I can't hear. I'm tongue-tied reading your messages. Where is the light? Where there is light, darkness cannot exist. Well, that's one way of looking at it, Ladies Love Chronicles. Although, if we're going to go down the rabbit hole of what the stuff I talk about, is that the dark has to be acknowledged in order for the light to shine. So there you go. We are all darkness and light, all mixed up into one little ball of fun. And quite honestly, what I found is certainly people on the spiritual journey, they love to go down, they'd love to be so spiritual. They never do anything dark. They don't want to hear any bad words. They don't want any negativity. But through shying away from the dark, then we fail to shine our light. That's been the way I've found it anyway. So we must embrace the darkness so that we can be the light. That is another way of looking at it. So there you have it. So here's something that I found out. We're talking about fun today. I had a call. I've been all my friends, or a lot of my friends, are going through life crises at the moment, and my friend Norm has just gone through his divorce, and it's after years of trauma, he's finally sealed off on it. And he sent me a little video today and said, "Do you think that this could be a channel?" And he was in his car. He's like, "Oh, I just had a nightmare. I thought I was married, but I've woken up and here I am in my car with nothing else left, and now I'm completely relieved." So there you go. Each their own, folks. What is a bit of fun is very relative on this journey. And Ladies Love Chronicles is back. It's true. Balance is the key, except I lost it. My key down the sewer drain hole. Well, we all lose it occasionally, Ladies Love Chronicles, don't we just? And it's people that acknowledge that you can lose it and you still be all right. You're still all right after you've lost it, and you sort of, you're on the right track, really, aren't you? One thing that I've learned, if you learn to laugh at yourself, that's like a superpower thing. Because especially when people are looking to take the piss out of you, if you can laugh at yourself first, then you have the edge. You have the edge, my Jedi friends. So let's have a look. So I always say there's a madness to my method. I've got YY Demon on the line going, you. Well, hello, YY Demon. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining the fun. I've got no idea where this is going to take us, but we are here for the ride. We're here for the ride, my Jedi friend. I've got Luca Gamer. I liked and sub. Well, thank you, Luca. That didn't take long, did it? That was very kind of you to join this journey. It's very kind. So I saw I've got one like, and that is you, Luca, you legend. Luca, the legend. You have got the first like. I've got a second like. So you've started something now, Luca. You could get the YouTube algorithm may start to favor me now. Think this is not some lunatic. well, it is a lunatic, but it's a more popular lunatic than they gave me credit for. So, bring on the algorithm. I've got YY Demon, you legend. The same. Thank you. I went up to 3 likes then, and now I'm down to 2. So someone's actually changed their mind. They did like it a few seconds ago, but now they've unliked it. So never mind. I will work my way towards it. Let's see if we can get it back up. Let's see if I can get back up to 3 likes. I'm down to 1 like now. Oh, come on, guys. That's not very nice, is it? I went up to 3 and now I'm down to 1. I mean, come on, at least tell me. At least give me an indication. What was it I did to get down? I'm back up to 2. This is madness. This is madness. Luca Gamer, no. Well, the YouTube algorithm will cast me to oblivion. It will exorcise me from the threads. And YY Demon says, like up. Well, thank you, YY Demon. Well, we're on 2 likes. That's a start. Apparently, there's 15 people here and 2 likes. Let's see if I can win a few more people over to help me with the algorithm today. So the theme here is I'm down to 1 like. Guys, come on. Stop this nonsense. Stop it. Just stop that. I've got Headshotty has turned up saying hi. Well, hi, Headshotty. That is very nice of you. I've got a few love hearts in the house, and I'm back up to 2 likes now. Wow. I'll tell you what, my ego will never see the end of this. I'm going to be skipping around the house for the rest of the day, no doubt, after this one. So we're talking about fun today, folks. Now, I've got no idea. I honestly have no idea where this live stream is going to take us. But what we are talking about is, being able to have fun, being able to laugh at yourself, especially being able to laugh when the chips are down and things aren't going your way, is a superpower skill that I suggest everybody develops more of. That's part of the plan, my Jedi friends. So let me ask you, my Jedi friends, what do you do for fun? What's the things that lightens your energy the fastest? If someone says, right, you've got 1 day, you can plan it, you can do anything you want, but you have to have fun. What are you going to do with that? There you go. There's a question for you. Start thinking, my Jedi friends, because quite honestly, what I found, especially when I work with people around the challenges they have, people get so caught in the challenges, the stuff that life throws up, and they just forget. They just forget to think about fun things. So I've got YY Demon. I'm gay and happy. May the force be with me. Absolutely, YY Demon. Fair play to you. That is what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear, my Jedi friend. May the happiness and the force be with you. Always, my Jedi friends. That's what we love. And we got love hearts going up on the screen there. Now, I notice on the replays, they don't play all these love hearts. I don't quite know how to get them so that people get to see the full experience. I'm still relatively new to these live verticals, and here I am playing with the buttons here, but I don't really know what I'm doing. There's a theme. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just thought I'd have some fun and show up today and see where it leads. I thought I'd see where it leads. So that was the theme. I mean, quite often, we talk about these serious topics on this channel, and there's a lot of serious stuff to deal with. Life throws you all sorts. I mean, someone's given me this ray of love hearts and 100%. So whoever's doing that, kudos to you, my Jedi friends. Keep them coming. Keep the flow coming. I've got Cryptic has come back, has joined me for another stream. Hi again. Well, hi to you, Cryptic. Thanks for joining me, my Jedi friend. So yes, fun is the theme, and we don't know where we're going. We don't know where this is going to lead. And Cryptic says, yes, absolutely. We've still got a flow of love hearts coming up the side, which is always a winner. Always a bonus, my Jedi friends. That is what we're here for. That's what we're about, is to have more fun and to deal with life's challenges in a fun wrapper. because that is what we need more of. So yes, that is the theme today. That is where we're going. That's what we're going to do. That is where it's at. And yes, so I just decided to jump on. I don't know for how long. I've got no idea. I really don't know what happens next or where we're going to go with this or what's happening. So I've got Cryptic has said, I had to eat dinner before. Well, fair play to you, Cryptic. You know, we've all got to eat. We all have to eat. I had a pizza today. I know they're not, it wouldn't be recommended in the list of healthy foods, but I do like a pizza myself. I like to lace it with chili as well. Always a winner. That is always a winner, my Jedi friends. So it's got to be done, hasn't it? So it was chicken wings for Cryptic. Well, fair play to you, Cryptic. You know, you've got to have your chicken wings. Get them in. Get them in like Flynn. So here's a lesser known thing. One of my early jobs, when I was 15, I managed to get myself a job in a Mexican restaurant, and that was the first time that I was paying tax. I was handing out chicken wings. There you go, chicken windings. They were on the menu when I worked in the Mexican restaurant. It was all good fun, and had to be done. It had to be done. And why demon? I had a KFC family bucket. Well, fair play to you. And Cryptic said I had a healthy cucumber with it, so kind of healthy. Well, you've balanced the force, my Jedi friends. That is what you've got to do, haven't you? As long as you enjoy it, as long as you energize it. So from an energy point of view, whatever food you're going to eat, it's really important that you love it. So even if it's not particularly healthy for you, if you love it, it will energize you better. So there you go. There's a little energy tip for you so that you can make even unhealthy food slightly healthier by loving the foods that you eat, because the guilt will kill it and it'll kill you. So there's no point going down that route. You've got to lighten things up. I've got YY Demon. Oh. That's a lot of characters on that text, my Jedi friend. And Cryptic said, I can't even finish my KFC burger. That's a bit rough. Was it because you're full up? Because it's minging? It's a minger of a zinger, is it? It could be the reason for it. So you got to have you got to do it. If you can't chew it, you can't do it. So there you go, KFC update. Well, we're glad to hear that the chicken is in the house. How do you eat a family bucket? Well, yes, I would imagine you need to be hungry before you even take on that challenge. That would be, I would say so. If you're going to get the whole family bucket and eat it yourself, then that is a task. That is a task, my Jedi friends. So kudos to you. What have we got here? Yeah, well, I can because I'm fat. That's YY Demon. Well, kudos, YY Demon. You go for it, my Jedi friend. Cryptic said, it has family in it. The Sweeney Todd version of KFC, is it? Well, that's one way to deal with your family. That'll incentivize them not to piss you off, won't it? Kudos. And Cryptic said, meant for families, not for one person. Well, absolutely. But I do notice that they do these portions, especially here in the UK. Buy this stuff in the supermarket and it says, here we go. This is for 3 people. And there's no way it's for 3 people or 4 people. Like, you could eat the portion yourself. All of these, they're designed to make you feel guilty or to make you pay more for the same thing. I've got Sarah in the house. Just made lamb kofkas. Delish. While cat sitting in South Somerset. Nice to see you, Adam. Well, this is Sarah. Nice to see you, Sarah. It's been a few years. I'm assuming this is Sarah that I trained with. Is that you, Sarah? Have you jumped on this thread? And kudos if that is the case. If that's you, then very nice to have you join me on this little random stream I've decided to throw out there. Cryptic is on the line. Remember the girl that called you egghead? I have done, absolutely. Well, I have got an egghead, in fairness. Sarah says, yes, I have. Well, fair play. Fair play, Sarah. Good to see you. Well, we could share some stories here, couldn't we? From back in the day. Well, there's a blast from the past. So me and Sarah did nurse training together. Um, we'll show our age now. I shall reveal our age, Sarah. That was back in, when was that? 1992. 1992 to 1995, and we lived in a nurse's home, and I can tell you that that was a very interesting place to be. A very interesting place. There were many parties in that place, I could tell you. And it was there until recently as well. It was very dishevelled, but yeah, it was still around. The old nurses' home in Knapsbury. All good fun. And Cryptic said, hang on, X-War is here. Oh, we've got a new person in the house. That laugh was evil. I've been told that before, X-War. But in fairness, like, I mean, you've got a name called X-War. I mean, come on, fella, come on. Cryptic, blast from the past. It is a blast from the past. So let's have a look. Sarah says, I wouldn't breach confidentially from Knapsbury Social Club. Absolutely not. Knapsbury Social Club was a legendary place to go. So it was really close to the nurse's home. So it was like a nurse's dream. So here's the irony for it. I will reveal this part, that you go and do your nurse training so that you can help people to get better. And they put it right next door to a social club. So it's hardly really setting the right example, isn't it, for the next breed of student nurses that have pretty much unfiltered access to the alcoholic department. So, Ethan, what's this stream about? What it is just a fun stream, Ethan, and good to have you in the house. Good to have you in the house. I'm just riffing, quite honestly. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on, I've missed a couple of comments here. So, Cryptic said, like the dinosaur joke. Absolutely. Well, we are sort of dinosaurs, you know. I've got called that because we grew up in the era of being kids where we didn't have mobile phones. And I realise when I tell those stories these days, it does make me sound like I'm a relic out of Jurassic Park. Um, what? Life without mobile phones? You must be really old. Absolutely. So X-War, what's with the inside jokes? Well, I'll tell you what's that is about X-War. Here I was just riffing away. And Sarah, who I haven't spoken to for decades, we trained together, has jumped on this thread. So there you go. I'm having a reunion during my little live that you're all privy to. And yes, we had a lot of fun, me and Sarah, and back in the day of the nurses' home in Knapsbury. They were good fun times. They used to in Knapsbury. They used to do a football match every year on St Patrick's Day, the Paddy's Day special, and it was Ireland versus the rest of the world. And I was playing for the rest of the world team, so obviously I was the enemy. But what a laugh that was! It was a game of football. We stopped. We ended. I managed to get out of our lessons early to play football that day, and everyone came to watch it. And what you do, you start playing football at 3 o'clock, and as soon as the game ends, the drinking begins, and it goes right through to the early hours of the morning. It was a proper legendary affair. The Paddy's Day in Knapsbury back in the day, they were good fun times they were. So X-War here, there were no mobile telecommunication devices in your time. No, it really wasn't. I'll tell you what the big breakthrough was, probably when I hit my 20s, was that we had our first phones that didn't have a cable cord on them. Most of our phones had a cable cord on, so you had to position yourself by the device. And then suddenly we had this big breakthrough in technology where suddenly you could take the phone off the set and it didn't have a cord on it. That was like a revolution for us. There you go, showing my age. Cryptic, like how my dad said back in the day, he walked 50 miles up a hill to school. What I did, I used to walk to school, not 50 miles, but I did used to walk home from school, and it was about 5 or 6 miles. Seemed long enough, but that was an everyday thing. Well, you couldn't really do that in the UK at the moment. If you walk back from school for 5 or 6 miles, you'd probably get picked up by pedos. I know I shouldn't be laughing at that, but it's the only thing you can do because it's so mad over here at the moment. I've got new Yoda in the house, one of my Jedi friends. Greetings, Adam and the folks. Well, good to have you here, new Yoda. Thank you for joining me for my little fun soiree today. So cryptic, like scary. Oh, what's a pedo? Well, we have in the UK at the moment. It's there's some mad stuff going on over here. So we've got a lot of illegal immigration going on now, and the government solution is to put them up in hotels next to schools. And some of them come from cultures where grooming kids is fair game, and they're going around sexually assaulting kids at schools, and this is happening all over the country right now. We're on the brink of revolution over here, and this madness is happening on a daily basis. You can't make this up. It's absolutely nuts. I've got Evie back on the thread. Well, hello, Evie. It's me. Welcome back, my Jedi friend. Thank you for the next round. Absolutely. And Cryptic says, I'm in the UK. Evie says, I'm back. Cryptic. A girl who called you egghead. Yes, says Evie. It is my egg-headed troller has come back to the house. Well, welcome back. Fair play. And Cryptic says, roast battle. Evie's back from round 2. That's what we like to see. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. You give us your best shot, Evie. You rock in there with your comments. It's all good, friendly fun. And Evie says, let's go. Cryptic says, 2, 3, 2, 1. Actually, there's some quite funny videos out on the on YouTube, the epic rap battles from history. And there's one, I know it's so wrong, but it made me laugh until I had tears in my eyes. It was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. And they did a pretty good job on that. I will give them that one. I watched that before going into a training, and I spent the whole hour, I couldn't stop myself laughing. I completely disrupted the training. And I was trying to explain it. How do you explain that you've just watched an epic rap battle from history of Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler? It wasn't really translating that particularly well. So here we go. Let's have a look. Let me go back. So Cryptic says, begin. And Evie says, egghead, funny looking bum cheek. Well, fair play. Fair play to you, Evie. Fair play. Round 1. Let's do it. Cryptic, I saw that. I was singing at school. Hagger. It was pretty good. It made me laugh. I mean, I watched it entirely the wrong time and completely disrupted. I was actually training in energy. I was doing a course called Energetic NLP, and I watched it on the break. Someone showed it to me, and me and the girl that I'd shown it to, we both had a giggle fit. We just couldn't believe what we were seeing, and we sparked each other off in the room. We were being taught these serious energy techniques, and the two of us just kept bursting out laughing. It was, how to disrupt an energy course. That was what we did by trying to explain that we were laughing because we'd just seen an epic rap battle from history that was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. Evie says, I've got to go, guys. Sorry, bye. Well, you're going again, are you, Evie? Fair play. Cryptic says, quitting already. Evie says, it's my grandma's birthday. Was going out to eat. Sorry. Bye. Bye, Evie. Well, thanks for dropping in. Fair play. And Cryptic says, well, chicken. But. play, Cryptic. I have got Marionette Psychology in the house who says hi. Well, thank you, Marionette Psychology. Hi to you, my Jedi friend. Thanks for dropping by on this stream. It's good to see you there. So yes, I'm just riffing randomly at the moment. There's no particular topic beyond. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's see where it goes. I didn't realize it was going to take me to an epic rap battle from history between Darth Vader and Adolf Hitler. But that's another story for another day. New Yoda says, do serious people have serious fun? Well, you absolutely. It depends how you classify a serious person, New Yoda. But serious fun has always been part of the formula in my life. That's for certain. So let's have a look. What else have we got? We've got Marionette Psychology. My pleasure. Well, thank you. And Cryptic with lots of different emojis there, with sort of fun things going on, and a YouTube button. Well, cool dude. Fair play to you all. So yes, fun is part of the formula. I would say it is one of the most important parts of life. In fact, I would even go as far to say that if you're not having fun with life, what is the point? What is the point, my Jedi friends? We can talk about all this stuff. This happened to me and somebody pissed me off, but if we forget to have fun, that's usually where it goes wrong. People stop having fun, don't they? You know, fun has been like a central part of the formula for me for as long as I can remember. So let's have a look. Cryptic says, I tried making a dance out of emoji. Well, fair play. That was a good effort, Cryptic. And Marionette Psychology. You are from England. I'm from Australia. Well, fair play to you, Marionette. Where in Australia are you from? Because that's a fairly big place. It is a big old place, Australia. Lots of parts of that. Are you in the usual Sydney, Melbourne zone? Or are you out in the sticks? Are you Perth way or even in Darwin? Actually, I've got a mate that's doing nursing that's over in Alice Springs there. So he really is in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. So here's a little bite of information for you. So let's have a look. Cryptic, I am English. New Yoda, Australia seems like a fun place. It is a fun place, I can tell you that, New Yoda. And Cryptic says, well, I'm African, but I live in England. Well, fair play to you. So I spent a year, I did a year work visa back in 97, 98. Talking last millennium, folks. But yeah, I worked and lived over in Australia, and I've probably seen more of Australia than most Australians, because we started in Melbourne, then went to Adelaide. Then we went up. We did this great little trip between Adelaide and Alice Springs. We went up to Alice Springs and then back down again on an overland trip, and that was wild and wacky. And then went from Adelaide to Perth, then Perth up to Broome, and then Broome to Darwin. And that section of Australia is fantastic. A place called the Bungle Bungles. The Bungle Bungles we went through, and that was amazing, up into Darwin, and then went into Kakadu. Now Kakadu, there's an interesting part of the world. It's only famous for a few things. It's got loads of uranium apparently, loads of crocodiles, and loads of mosquitoes. So I don't know what the heck I was doing going into Kakadu, quite honestly. That was a trip I will not rush to go back on, I can tell you that. So let's see. Oh, we've got Helen of Troy is here. I live in Canberra, Australia. Well, there you go, my Jedi friend. Fair play to you from the capital. Look at that. I was born in Adelaide. Well, I did spend some time in Adelaide. A lot of people take the piss out of Adelaide. They say it's a place full of churches, or this is what they said when I was down there. But I enjoyed my time in Adelaide. I had a great little time in Adelaide. In fact, one of my friends, here's one for you, Sarah. I think Mike Page went down and was living in Adelaide. He's been traveling through Thailand at the moment. It's one of our nurse buddies that trained with us back in the day. But yeah, he was living in Adelaide. It's a nice part of the world. Well, it was when I was there. It's probably changed quite a lot since 1998 when I was there. And Helen of Troy says, Adelaide is a truly beautiful state. Well, kudos. It is a nice place. It really is. I mean, I enjoyed the whole of Australia. I really enjoyed the travelling around, the madness of some of the places. I don't recommend the train from Adelaide to Perth. That was a bit long and a bit brutal. It was a bit long and a bit brutal. That was about, I don't know, it was about 30, I can't remember now. It's about 35 hours of travel. And it just goes so slow. And there's no real proper sleeping arrangement. So me and my mate, we thought that we'd share. So I'd sleep on the where our feet were, and he'd sleep on the chair. And I put my feet across, and then somebody, I was just getting to sleep. Somebody trod on, trod on my ankle, nearly broke it. That was a rude awakening, I can tell you that. Having flashbacks to my little trip. So Marionette is back. In the beginning, the most criminals, assassins, every what was that, scory of England, expelled from the island, founder of Australia. Yeah. Well, it's ironic, isn't it? We've sent them off. It was meant to be a penal colony, but now all the English are trying to get over there because it's a much better part of the world, especially at the moment. So yeah, we got that one wrong, didn't we? We sort of mixed that one up quite savagely. I have got Zinthi Blue Duck has jumped back into the thread. Hello again. Well, hello, Zinthi Blue Duck. I've got Oh You're Clipped saying God bless. Well, hello, Oh You're Clipped. Nice to have you on the thread as well, my Jedi friend. Yeah, we're just absolute random nonsense is all I'm talking at the moment. We are having a bit of fun. I've had a bit of a reunion today because Sarah jumped on the thread. And me and Sarah trained together, and I've not seen Sarah for a few decades. So there you go, reunion time. It's reunion time today, my Jedi friends. Who would have believed it? Who would have believed that? And I've even got my cup of tea. Let's have a look. Sorry, typo. Canberra is beautiful as well. The winter is brutal. It's -3 degrees here tonight. -3? I didn't even realise it did hit -3 in that neck of the woods, Helen of Troy. That is a little bit tough. That is. Get the thick and woolies here, you know. I've got my cup of tea. That's the best I can do. That will warm you up. Cup of tea. But yeah, -3. God, I never associated anywhere in Australia with -3. Although we were kind of lucky because we planned it so that we spent the winter in the north. We planned to go up to Darwin round about June, July time, which is definitely the time to be going to the north of Australia there. So Helen of Troy, electric blanket is a must, absolutely. We've got the electric blankets over here, but they haven't been out for a few months because it's been pretty nice here generally, although it's been a little bit on off rainy this week. So, but we're used to that over here. We're used to shit weather. That is just the way that we rock in the UK. We've actually been quite lucky so far this summer. So kudos on that front. Lucky on the weather front, not so lucky on even on many other things in this country right now. We've got lunatic government, absolute lunatics running the asylum right now, which is ironic because what we didn't tell you is that the place that me and Sarah trained when we did our nurse training was a bona fide lunatic asylum. It was a psychiatric hospital. So I remember once that we went to lunch and I had a patient would sit down with me and he spent the whole of lunchtime asking me the same questions. He wanted to know if he could get brain damage from taking vitamins B1 and B complex. B complex, you've got to love that vitamin, haven't you? I'd like some B complex, that's most of humanity. So yeah, he just kept asking me the same question over and over and over again. I said, look, I know if you don't believe me, I said, I know a man that'll know. And I took him in to our pharmacology lecture, and I just brought him into the room with me. And the guy, I remember our teacher saying, "Has anyone got any questions?" This guy is standing up saying, "Can you get brain damage from B complex and B1?" I know that probably won't go down as the most ethical thing I've ever done, but it cheered me up. And let's face it, I mean, he probably doesn't get much action being a psychiatric patient in the hospital. So there you have it. Helen of Troy, you are a nurse. Nurses are my absolute heroes. Well, I used to be, Helen. I was a nurse. In fact, I was a nurse in Australia. I travelled with nursing when I went down there. But I gave up nursing around about 2009, 2010. I just had enough of it. I had enough of being a government-sponsored drug dealer, which is exactly what I was. Oh, the health service. There's nothing healthy about it. You get a load of drugs. That's what you get. Don't trust them, folks. Don't trust them. Let's have a look. Sarah says, you, Michael, and Ian were the holy trinity of NAPS free students. Lol. Well, you were part of our posse as well, Sarah. So we had a back row posse back in the day. Um, and we had no real time for the content, because the real brains of the whole thing was one of the students, was one of our mates called Mike Page, and I used to just listen to him. So we had a compulsory care of the elderly day once. We got told it was compulsory, but we arranged a trip to Amsterdam, and we had to train for an anatomy and physiology exam on the week after, on the Monday. So on the Friday we were there. I remember going across on the ferry with a load of beer that Ian had smuggled onto the ferry, and Mike just kept repeating the answers to all the questions, all of the things that we needed to learn, and we just kept repeating that and drinking all the way over, and we all ended up with A's in our physiology exam. So there you go. And we sent them a postcard. We got a beer mat from the Grasshopper Cafe when we got to Amsterdam, and we sent it to the head teacher. Those were the times when we trained, folks. Those were the times. They were interesting. They were very interesting times. And we had a very interesting selection of, we'll call them students. I'll be charitable. We could say fruitcakes, but no, we'll be charitable. We'll say students. It was like a therapy room, let alone a training academy. But it was good fun. It was really good fun. Doing nurse training was good fun. It really was. It was life affirming, is what it was. Sarah says the islets of Langerhans. Well, we were islets a few times, weren't we? So yeah, because the Irish, the term for you Irish, they were langard, and we were learning about the islets of Langerhans, which are something to do with insulin production. I can't say I remember all of that clearly, Sarah. I don't know about you, how much you retained from those days. But yeah, my knowledge of the islets now, well, it probably is all pub related. But yeah, we did pass the exam at the time. So we were able to retain information for long enough to pass an exam, and then I just forgot it. Isn't that reassuring for the nurses that are training into the system in the here and now? Yeah, I've sort of it's a big reveal. That's probably why I'm out of nursing. It's probably why I didn't last, folks. I didn't last. And Sarah says, great pub quiz question. Yeah, it would be. That'd be a sort of Slumdog Millionaire type style thing, wouldn't it? And what are the islets of Langerhans? I'd probably say something like what I was on the way to Amsterdam and the way home. Yeah, they were fun times. It was a different time for different people. I'm sure that the nurse training would be very different in this day and age. But ours was truly unique. It was good fun. It was good fun. We ruffled a few feathers, it's fair to say, during our nurse training. They did their best. They did their best to train us, but we were untrainable. They really didn't. Like a lot of the teachers, we were very polarizing on the back row. Some teachers loved us because we were disruptive and we made things interesting, and others didn't because we didn't play by the rules. Um, but the thing is, what they really hated about the back row posse is there were a couple of they were like evil geniuses in Ian and Mike, who just got top marks in everything else. And because I hung out with them, I managed to take on board some of that. I got fairly good marks myself just through hanging out with these bad boys. They were fun times. They were fun times, my Jedi friends. But it feels like, speaking of fun times, I think we've had a decent amount of fun today. And I just want to thank everybody who has joined me. But I'm probably going to tie this up in the next couple of minutes, unless there's anything anyone wants to ask or to add to the stream. We'll probably call it a day now. Because what I'm going to do is going to follow the football results for the rest of the day. It's round about the half-time mark now, so I'm going to go and follow the results and see who is winning in the English Premier League, because that's just the way I roll. Not because I really care about the games, because I play fantasy football. So there's a few players I have to check on, see if they get me any points or not. There you go, a bit of random irrelevance for you to end the stream. But I just want to say, if anybody's still on here and has been listening and has even been remotely entertained, if you haven't clicked the like button, do me a favor and click it, please, because it really helps. It helps with the algorithm, because I've been on a naughty step in YouTube because I use too much fruity language lately. So that's it will be appreciated if you could help me with the algorithm and add a like. Just pop a like on there. And New Yoda says, thanks for the fun and have a good day. Well, you too, New Yoda. Thanks for joining us. Always good to have you on the thread. It's been great fun being on today, and great to reconnect with you, Sarah. Good to for you to show up to this. It has been a blast from the past. That's access some fun memories. Some very fun memories of those times in the nurse's home, and in some of those random lectures. Let's call them lectures. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they were lectures. That somewhere in there may have been something worth learning, but I'm still at odds to find out exactly what that was. But apart from that, it's all been good fun. It has been a rite of passage, and the social life made it all worth it. So there you go. That's why you go into nursing, because it's all right to laugh. It's all right laugh. But let's face it, you're never going to get rich in nursing. And Sarah says, nice to catch up. Great to see you, or not quite see you, Sarah, but great to connect with you here. Thanks for joining the thread and for the blast from the past. That has been fun. That's been a wild ride today that I never expected. So I hope all is well with all of you. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll do another impromptu stream like I do. You know the score. I may even talk about something worth listening to the next time. And if you have enjoyed this to this point, kudos to you, my Jedi friends. Kudos to you. Have fun. Take care. I'll be back soon.